Welcome to Tools, Tech, and Gear. I'm Seth. This is the Villahermosa solar-powered LED street light. Let's go ahead and pull this out of the package and take a look at all of its features. Here's the contents of the package, a little instruction manual. It has the light itself. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Seems to be packaged well. It also has some mounting hardware for a concrete wall and also mounting hardware for getting this pole onto another pole. And then also it comes with a remote control, which is supposed to also have batteries. Yes, there they are right there. Let's take a close-up look at each of the items that comes in this package. First, here is the light. So there's a solar panel on top. You could remove this if you needed to by some screws over here. I don't see why you would need to. Over here it's got some bolts that will loosen this metal plate, and that's what allows you to cinch down on the mounting pole. Flip it over. We've got the LEDs inside of this plastic piece here. It does have a gasket inside to keep water and bugs out. It's got the Villahermosa logo right there. It has a motion sensor and then the on and off button. And then down here, it's just got those bolts sticking out from the other side. So let's go ahead and set that to the side a little. It's got a remote control. It does come with some batteries. We'll go ahead and put these in. There we go. So on the remote, it's got on off. It's got the motion sensor button. It's got plus or minus brightness, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and auto. So we'll go over those tonight whenever we have some darkness to work with. The mounting pole is about 1 foot long. It has the back bracket here. You could attach this to another pole if you wanted to, or you could use it flat like this to go against a surface, which is probably the way I will use it. Then it's got those mounting hardware pieces for concrete or just to use it here on a pole. It looks like it has sufficient thread to use on probably anything from about a 3-inch pole down to about a 2 inch. So plenty of space with that. And then the user manual just tells you a little bit of information about the different modes that the light has. Speaking of modes, let's check them out here. We'll go ahead and push this to on. And there we go, it is now on. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but whenever I turn this up into the studio lights, it turned off. If we do this, it should turn back on. Yeah, there we go. So the solar panel up here acts as an on or off during the daytime so that it will charge when there's enough light. And as soon as there's not enough light, it will turn that back on. So very nice to see that work. All right, let's see if we can trigger the different modes here. So that one is basically on all the time or off. So I should be able to cover this and we'll see that turn back on. And now if I push the off button, turns the light off, which is good. Back on. And now let's see if we can adjust the brightness. All right, I think that's full bright. Let's drop this down some. Yeah, definitely moving down. Seems to be about as low as it goes right there. Let me bring this back up to full brightness. Okay, if we turn on the radar or the motion sensor, it blinks to show that it has activated. So let me hold still for a second. All right, it's turned off. Let me move. There, now it's back on. Now that we've seen all the features of this light here in the studio, I'm going to wait till it's dark out and then I will see how well this lights up my yard and also how well the motion detector works. It's supposed to have a 5-meter range, so we will test that out as well. I'm back out here at night. Let's go ahead and turn off the studio light and my outdoor light and we will test this here in the dark. All right, got that light off. Let's see if this one will turn off. Maybe. Oh, wrong button. There we go. All right, as you can see, it's totally dark out here. Let me push the power button. All right, we've got it on. Now this is a 30 watt, which means it is pretty bright. So I'm going to kind of push the camera back a bit and then go through the brightness ramp here so we can see how bright this is. I've got the camera set up somewhere around 25 feet away, and here is full brightness on this. Let me go ahead and do the ramp so you can see what it's like to be the lower settings. Well, I'm not really seeing much of a difference there because I'm not pushing the right thing. Dirt. I've got the camera set up somewhere around 25 feet away. This is full brightness on this 30-watt light. So if I shine it right at you, you can see that. Or if I step over closer to you and shine it up on the building, that might give you a better idea of how bright it is. So you can see it's really nice and bright there. So let me go ahead and do the ramp down here, and we will see what that looks like. So full bright, and let me move down here to the lowest brightness setting. All right, I believe that's it now. So you can see it is definitely a lot less bright. Let me move over here and shine it up on the building again. Oh yeah, so a lot less bright. Let me go ahead and ramp that back up so you can see the difference. So I'm just pointing it directly at the building. Let me ramp this all the way up. That's probably it there. All right, so you can see it is much brighter than that lower setting. Okay, now let's go ahead and go over the motion sensor here. So what I'm going to do is just stick this right up here on my trailer. So it's just going to be straight up and down. I'm going to push that motion sensor button, and then I'm going to step over here with you and we will hang out. Let's go ahead and when it turns off, I want to see how long it's going to stay. So let me go ahead and click over to my stopwatch. Let's just use the phone. Okay, it just dropped down to the medium setting. Let me go over here and trigger this, and as soon as it triggers, I'll push the timer on my phone. Okay, well, there it goes. Now I'm going to step back here behind and let it time out, so we'll see what it comes up to. All right, so 18 seconds, but I walked over here, so 15 seconds, I believe, is what that's going to be triggered at. So that's nice to know. You got 15 seconds. All right, so if you push the motion sensor button like that, that's whenever it will have full brightness for 15 seconds. As soon as 15 seconds is passed, it will drop down to 30% brightness. And then once you make a motion, it will jump back up to 100. So let's just show that real quick. All right, 30%. And then there is your 100% again. And then if I push the 2-hour no sensor, it will stay at this brightness right here until 2 hours has passed, and then it will turn off. So if I make any movement here, it doesn't change at all. This is a really great setting if you want to have some light for whenever you come home, but not be on all night. So I definitely have enjoyed this kind of setting on one of my other lights. So that pretty much shows the brightness of this light. Definitely would be good for a street light or just a typical light on your driveway. If you wanted to put this on, say, a basketball court, you would probably need a number of them. Let me step this back here. Yeah. So, you know, I would say if you had this up on a pole and it was shining down on the building there, not quite bright enough to play ball by. So let's say you had a half court and 4 of these. I think you'd be doing pretty good. Now that we have seen this operate out in the dark, I want to just see how well the pole fits into this bracket. So I'm loosening up the bolts there, stick the pipe in. Let's see, yeah. And then normally I would use a socket set to get this tightened down, but I think for now I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so yes, if this is attached to a wall, it's going to have an angle of about that right there. And you would just use washers and some screws to attach it like that. And then if you were to use another pole, you would use this other clamp here to clamp around the pole, and then the hardware that's included to keep that connected. So this is the Villahermosa 30-watt solar-powered LED with motion detector. So if you want to check out this light, I will have a link in the description down below to the Amazon page. It seems like a well-built light and should last for a very long time.